Oh, this is gonna be so embarrassing. I gotta talk about this car. I don't want no one to know that I'm here talking about the Dodge Charger Daytona Scat Pack Stage 1 that I got from Dodge at Road Connect.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, so I'm like, I drove all the way from there like an idiot, 600 miles all the way to home. I never driven an electric car. I never used a fast charger. I did that for the sake of research. I've been driving this car for a little while now. I put hundreds of miles on it. I driven on the highway. I drove on country roads. I've driven in the city. I parallel parked. I did the whole soccer dad thing. I've done the jiu-jitsu dad thing. I've done the baseball dad thing. And I've put this car through its paces. And I just gotta say, oh God, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, that I actually quite like this freaking car. It's actually pretty good because I've had nothing but great experiences, and I want to talk about that in this video because you'll be very shocked to hear my opinion about this car because you know I hate this car with a passion. But I gotta say, all the updates that Dodge did on this car has been pretty good. Okay, well, we're 51,000 friends, and the 52% of you guys who watch these videos, I'm going to officially call it right now. OC Motivator, you can come to North Carolina. You can come take my Demon 170 from me, and you can come take my man card. Here go my little man card right here. Come take it from me because I'm going to start driving and start owning the actual Dodge Charger Daytona. I've switched over. I've officially given up my Demon, and thank you. We're going back to nothing but silent intros and EVs only. But just kidding, I'm not going that far. Just because I like this car just a little bit does not mean I'm going to go full tofu and get rid of my dear Demon 170, even though I'm having problems with it still to this day. But let me talk about this Charger Daytona. Now, as you guys have seen in my videos, I pretty much hate this car with a passion. You know, I was first excited about the car when it was first announced, especially the four-wheel drive burnouts and stuff that Dodge showed in their little rendering that they did.
Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
To this day, no one can do four-wheel drive burnouts. This car can do some very good front-wheel drive burnouts, but not all-wheel drive burnouts as that actual video clip showed you guys. So that's one improvement that I think Dodge needs to do, and that's something I'm going to do in a separate video where I talk about all the little nitpicky things that I wish Dodge would change. But I want to talk about this video right here, basically who the Charger Daytona is for. So I'm going to say this: the Charger Daytona is not for you if this is going to be your only car. And not really just the fact that, you know, the other people's experience who own these cars, where there's been a ton of people who had very big problems with these cars. I'm not really gonna get into it in this video and stuff. You can watch plenty of my old videos about the Charger Daytona. You can watch pretty much any of OC Motivator's videos about Charger Daytona, and you'll see exactly what we mean, that other people who've had these cars, they've had some serious problems, but Dodge has been consistent in trying to do updates every single month to fix those issues. I know one big thing is like a lot of these cars have a 12-volt battery issue that for some reason they don't do a recall and just fix every single one of them. It's not like there's only but so many thousands of these cars out there, so I don't know why don't we just do a big giant battery recall, but I guess it is what it is. So this car here, like I said, is not for everyone. I would say if this is your only car, I would not do it. I would rather wait for a 6-pack car if you're so in love with this body style. I'm not totally 100% in love with the Charger's design. I think it's like a prototype car. I can see the appeal everybody else has in there, so I'm gonna default to you whether you like the car's looks or don't. I personally don't like it like that. Change my mind if they put 1,000 horsepower in it with a Hemi. That would change my mind for sure. For the EV version, I will only really buy this car if this is gonna be like a complimentary car. You got a fire-breathing Hemi like a Demon 170 right there in your garage, and you don't put miles on it, but you still want that kind of Demon 170 excitement where you can go and do whatever it is that you want to as fast as you want to do it. And so this car definitely has that. This car is definitely fun for the streets. It's definitely something that I'm like, I really like it from the standpoint that it's pretty much as powerful as really any Hellcat I've driven. And the beautiful thing is it's all-wheel drive and just all the time. So I wish there was like a disconnect where you can just do two-wheel drive mode, but even then with an electric car, you're only getting half the power. But I think their eco mode will do a lot better. I'll talk about mileage in a second, but this car right here, like I said, if you want basically like an all-wheel drive Hellcat, this is definitely it. But it's not like an all-wheel drive Hellcat for the highway. On the highway, the single gear thing does not really help electric cars out in general. They're not really highway bruisers and stuff. They're really more for catching people off guard at lower speeds, because this car right here will definitely give you that feeling in your throat of acceleration. And you guys know that only fast cars can make your throat feel funny when you're accelerating. Knockout 360 felt that firsthand, and there was me and him in the car, and it's safe to say me and him weigh over 200 pounds a piece. I'll put a little clip in here of me kind of like smoking his car.
Oh yeah, that doesn't, tell me that don't look like a Dodge commercial or something. That is not an ugly car, guys. I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't like the powertrain.
I'm just saying, I still love you, Knockout, but I tried to put that little clip in there. I didn't record it for, you know, educational purposes. But this car here is definitely a great complimentary car if you're trying to keep the miles off another car. Everything I've dealt with this car has been totally fine. I've driven this car all the way from Auburn Hills, Roadkill Nights, all the way to North Carolina. As far as I can tell you, it works when it works. Really, I haven't had a single issue with the charging. The only time I had a problem with this car is trying to find charging stations. And I don't think it's actually an issue with the actual app in the car. I think it's just an issue that people who report the actual charging stations to the car had them in there incorrectly. Because I'll give you a prime example. I was trying to find a fast charger like at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was in Canton, Ohio. The car said there was no fast charger like 140 some miles away from me. And I only had like maybe like 40 miles or 30 miles, something like that, in my car. So I went through and did a little Google search and I found an app. I think it's called PlugShare. Download this app right here, PlugShare. This app right here will save your bacon. PlugShare app in the App Store, because that right there is kind of like a Yelp of charging stations, where they'll go and tell you all the charging stations and people actually rate it. And then you go look through the notes. They'll tell you specific things in there. Tell you that, hey, yeah, you can't access this charger after 8 o'clock. Hey, this is dealership only. Hey, yeah, they got cars blocking this. Hey, this charger is broke. All that stuff right there that you want to know if you're driving this car or any electric car, download the PlugShare app in there. And that was a lifesaver, because like I said, I would have had maybe about 30, 40 miles in my tank. And then the app told me that there was a fast charger at a Pilot truck stop. And that was like maybe 15, 20 miles away. So I had just enough charge to get there. But according to the actual app in the car, it told me that that charger was not an actual fast charger. So that app right there saved my bacon. And getting into miles, the car is rated at 240 miles for a range, but I can get nowhere near that. And it's not really that it's a fault of the car. There's two problems. Where one problem is this car is a press car. I'm pretty sure it's like a development car too, because when I went and looked at the driver history when I first got into the car, all I saw was big giant power spikes, boom, 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 and then fast chargers. So this car has been put through the paces doing nothing but hard, fast acceleration. When I got the car, they was actually using it at Roadkill Nights to do thrill rides. The same video that TK's Garage was going in a Charger Daytona, and he was doing like the little 0 to 60 going down the drag strip and stuff. This is that same exact car that he was driving. So that right there just goes to show that this car's been abused. And for what I've been using it for, when I fully charge a car, it'll say it get around 190, 195 on a full tank. And I've always been able to get more than that when I'm trying to get to a charger. So me personally, I'm not gonna make the average go up because I don't drive like Miss Daisy. So let's just say when Dodge finally get this car back and they see the driving history of this car, we're going to just say that. So I can chew through mileage in this car pretty easy. Like, let's just say If I charge this car to 80%, by the time I get back home, I'm probably at maybe 20 to 30%, and I don't even drive far. So that just goes to tell you, let's just say I fully, thoroughly test the acceleration of this car on a daily basis. But having said that, that's why I say this car is pretty much just as fast as any Hellcat, Red Eye, whatever on the streets, and on the highway, not so much, because just EVs in general just kind of fall into place with no gear to downshift to. And let's just say that it can't really beat a Stingray on the highway. Just saying. As far as performance and stuff, like I said, it's definitely a good car. All-wheel drive, rain. I've driven this car in rain, no problem. I've driven the car in the cold, no problem. Anything I've done with this car has been pretty straight. And like I said, no issues, no errors. Not a poo-poo on you guys who had problems with your cars and stuff. I'm just giving you my feedback on this car from my experience with it. So I'll make other videos about other things about this car that I definitely don't like, because it's a very, very, very bad blind spot in this car that I don't like. I don't like that it can't self-drive. So I'm gonna have a video talk about the things I don't like about this car. This right here is just my portion of this video where I'm gonna tell you guys who this car is for. So this is a car for someone who wants a complimentary car, because you already have another car, you want to basically save miles, you want to commute back and forth to work. And I've taken this car and done pretty much everything. I've done a long road trip with it, totally fine. I've done pretty much driving from here to Charlotte and going slapping on Knockout 360. Roll the footage again. I'll recharge.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is coming. This is the honest to God truth. The honest to God truth. I'm not mad at this car at all. I'm not mad at this power. You see what I'm saying? You don't hear anything. There's nothing to let you know that the power's coming. It just hits you.
Oh, and like you can catch somebody smacking themselves in the face with a camera. So I mean, I've driven different cities and stuff. I've done the whole sitting in the car and let my son go out there and baseball practice and soccer practice and stuff, sitting outside, and I'm just sitting there in the car chilling with it, dead silent. That frost salt chamber exhaust system, this car definitely did not need it. I don't really find it annoying. I just find it like, why I gotta pump in lobby music while I'm driving the car? Seeing the whole full brake and whole throttle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah.
I think this car would have been better suited called the Dodge Stealth, because it is stealthy how fast you can accelerate in this car with the exhaust turned off and no one knows it. I think that's my main thing that I liked about it, that no one knows that I'm driving at a spirited pace because they can't hear it. And I turned the exhaust on, no one really turns their head anyway, right? I was on the live stream yesterday. You probably find it from yesterday. A couple live streams I did where I had the exhaust on and no one turns around. Like, it's really more impressive to people when you're like stop and people stop and talk to me. I've had maybe 3-4 people talk to me about it, and let's just say 3 out of 4 or 5 people liked it. Two going like, they're gonna have a Hemi, and I'm like, yeah, maybe in a couple years, but yeah. So that is my overall thought of this car. Just I'm gonna get more in depth in different sections, because I actually made another video about this actual car. I didn't repost it because it was like, damn, it's about 40 something minutes long. So I figured if I cut it up in chunks, that's a lot better than having one big 40-minute video if you're trying to find out what I feel about this car. But I'll just finish this video just by saying that, yeah, it's definitely fine. It's definitely great. Just the fact that if it works, it's great. If it don't work, it can be a nightmare, because we've covered plenty of those stories. But from my point of view, it's definitely something that I can see why people want to actually consider this car. It's probably one of the best looking EVs out there and stuff. But just the thing remains, should you actually get one? Everybody's experience varies. I mean, there's some YouTubers who they keep showing videos of their car going on flatbed trailers, and some YouTubers who have these cars and is going through a lemon law lawsuit and stuff. And then you got me sitting right here I hate EVs with a passion. I've never owned an EV, but I'm just saying, hey, look, it's been working fine for me. I only had, like I said, 2 glitches. One glitch was the radio turned to Italian one time, and then another time the clock turned to 24-hour military time. Other than that, I haven't had a single issue out of this car since. But I am going to talk about more of this car in depth, and just saying, just performance wise, this is a pretty quick car. It's not fast by any stretch of the means. Like, I'm pretty sure that my Demon 170 would just destroy this car in every single way, shape, and fashion. But I mean, you know, it's a 1,000 horsepower Demon versus a 670 horsepower, almost 7,000 pound car. So take that as what you will. But I'm gonna do more videos, like I said, and this is just the first part. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and stick around, because I'm gonna go through more of the performance of the car, more of the quality of the car, more of the styling of the car, the interior of the car. So I'm gonna go through all that stuff in depth in different videos. So just make sure you guys subscribe and keep on watching these videos. Oh yeah, if you want to check out the 6-pack cars that are coming, you can watch this video right here. And until the next time, I am out.